Hello students, welcome to e-learning platform of Dr. Bapuji Salunke Institute of Engineering and Technology's Mechanical Engineering Department. I am Sagar Gadkar and I am going to teach you the subject Elements of Machine Design. In previous sessions, we have already started with our first unit, Fundamentals of Design, and in this session, we will continue with the same. Indian standard for designation of steels. As we already know, the steels are widely used in our daily life applications like construction, automobile industry, or various components which has to be designed. So a large number of variety of steels is used, and these steels are designated by the use of several numbers or several digits. So according to the Indian standard, the steels are designated on the two major groups. First one is on the basis of mechanical properties, and second group is on the basis of chemical properties. On the first group, in the first group, they are again designated with the help of two mechanical properties, that is, first is on the tensile strength and second is on the yield strength. Likewise, chemical properties are again designated by three groups, that is, first is plain carbon steels, second is low and medium alloy steels, and third is high alloy and tool steels. Here we start with the first group, that is steels are designated on the basis of mechanical properties. So generally these steels are designated by a symbol Fe or Fe capital E. Okay, the symbol is generally Fe or Fe capital E. So take a look at the examples. So suppose you have given the designation like Fe290. So here it indicates a steel having a minimum tensile strength of 290 Newton per mm square. Second example is Fe E220 indicates a steel having a minimum yield strength of 220 Newton per mm square. So here you can see the difference between these two examples. In first example, we have only Fe. So when we have designated with only Fe, it means it is related to tensile strength. Okay, and when we designated with Fe capital E, so here this E capital E stands for yield strength. Okay, so this is the difference between these two designations. You can clearly see, suppose we have another example like Fe 300. It indicates that there is only Fe, so it indicates that is a steel having minimum tensile strength of 300 Newton per mm square. And another example, take Fe capital E 300, then it means a steel having a minimum yield strength of 300 Newton per mm square. So you have to remember only these two designations, that is, when you have given only Fe, then it belongs to tensile strength, and when you have given Fee, then it belongs to, that E belongs to yield strength of the material. Next group is steels designated on the basis of chemical properties. So here we have already discussed, that is, we have again three subgroups, that is plain carbon steel, second is the low and medium alloy steel, and third is the high alloy and tool steel. So first we will discuss about plain carbon steel. Okay, plain carbon steels. So generally plain carbon steels are designated like XCY. So this is the indication or designation for the plain carbon steels. So here this X stands for 100 times average percentage of carbon, C stands for carbon, and Y stands for 10 times the average percentage of manganese. Okay. So this is the example related to plain carbon steel. So you have given the designation like 20C8. So you have to designate this material. So the material will be plain carbon steel, that is it is in the form of XCY. Here instead of X we have given 20 and instead of Y we have given 8. So this is similar to our designation of plain carbon steel like XCY. So the material, so such type of designation, in such type of designation the material will be plain carbon steel and the composition of the material is this 20. So for this 20 divide by 100, because this X stands for 100 times percentage of carbon. So what you have to do, that just divide that first number, that is 20 by 100, so you will get 0.2%. So composition will be average carbon is equal to 0.2%, and this 8, for this 8 divide with 4. Okay, so you will get sorry, divide with 10, so you will get 0.8 percentage of manganese. See one another example. Again here the designation is 55C8. Okay, so it is again in the form of XCY. So here this 55 stands for X and this 4 stands for Y. So such type of format is for plain carbon steel. So material is plain carbon steel and the composition will be, so again our X stands for 100 times average percentage of carbon. So you have to divide this 55 by 100, so you will get 0.55. So composition, in composition average carbon percentage will be 0.55, and for this 4 you have to divide this 4 by 10, so you will get 0.4. that is nothing but average manganese is equal to 0.4%. Okay, so this is the designation for plain carbon steels with the example. Next is low and medium alloy steels. Low and medium alloy steels are designated in the following order. First, figure indicating 100 times the average percentage of carbon. Second, chemical symbol for alloying elements, each followed by the figure for its average percentage content multiplying by a factor as given below. So for low and medium alloy steels, we have different multiplying factor for different elements. For example, chromium, cobalt, nickel, manganese, silicon and tungsten have a multiplying factor as 4. For aluminium, beryllium, vanadium, lead, copper, niobium, titanium, zirconium and molybdenum has multiplying factor as 10, and for phosphorus, sulfur and nitrogen it has a multiplying factor as 100. So these multiplying factors are considered in designating the different alloy steels. We will see in the example how we can use these multiplying factors. Here's the example based on low and medium alloy steel. The designation is given like 40 Ni 2 Cr 1 Mo20. So such type of designation is belongs to low and medium alloy steel. For this the material would be an alloy steel and the composition would be the average percentage of carbon is 0.4. So here's this 40 belongs to percentage of carbon, which we have already taken as 100 times percentage of carbon. So for this 40 divide by 100, so you will get 0.4. So the average percentage of carbon will be 0.4. Next, after this nickel, that is letter Ni, the number is given as 2. So for low and medium alloy steels, we have already discussed that we have to consider one multiplying factor for each element. So the other elements are nickel, chromium and molybdenum. So for nickel and chromium, we have the multiplying factor as 4, and for this molybdenum we have multiplying factor as 10. So next is average percentage of nickel. So what will be the average percentage of nickel? So here the number given as 2. So as the multiplying factor for nickel is 4, divide this 2 by 4, you will get 0.5. So average percentage of nickel will be 0.5. Next is chromium 1. So the percentage of chromium by dividing by the multiplying factor. So chromium, again the multiplying factor is 4. So 1 divided by 4, you will get 0.25. So average percentage of chromium will be 0.25. And for molybdenum, the multiplying factor is 10. So divide this 20 by 10, you will get 2. So average percentage of molybdenum will be 2. Okay, so the composition will be average carbon is equal to 0.4%, average nickel is equal to 0.5%, average chromium is equal to 0.25%, and average molybdenum is equal to 2%. Okay, so here you can mention the value of average percentage of value of molybdenum, likewise 2.5 or 2.8 also. Okay, that's it for low and medium alloy steel. Next is high alloy and tool steels. So high alloy steels designation starts with letter X, and high speed tool steels designation starts with letter XT. So the difference between high alloy steel and high speed tool steel is only that here for high alloy steel we have only X letter, and for high speed tool steel, for this tool steel we have to mention this XT. Okay. One important point you have to remember in mind that low and medium alloy steels, here we don't need to consider the multiplying factor. Okay, so just ignore the multiplying factor for high alloy and tool steels. So we will see the example. So designation is given like X10, Cr18, Ni9, MO4, Si2. So as the designation starts with the letter X, so obviously this designation belongs to high alloy steel. If it XT, then it would belongs to high speed tool steel. Okay, as it starts with X, our material will be high alloy steel, and designation is mentioned as below. So for 10, this 10 belongs to 100 times percentage of carbon. So divide this 10 by 100, you will get 0.1. So percentage of carbon will be 0.1%. Next is chromium 18. So average percentage of chromium is 18. Ni9. So average percentage of nickel is 9%. MO4. Average percentage of molybdenum is 4%. And Si2, that means average silicon percentage is 2%. Here you don't need to consider the multiplying factors, so just mention the percentage related to its element. Likewise, you have to complete the designation of high alloy steel. Okay. In this example, the designation is given as XT 72 W18 CR4 V1. Okay, so as the designation starts with XT, it belongs to the material high speed tool steel, and the composition will be like this, that is after this XT the number is 72. So the number which has come before this XT belongs to the 100 time percentage of carbon. So divide that 72 by 100, you will get 0.72. So that will be your average percentage of carbon. Next is W18. So W stands for tungsten. So the average percentage of tungsten will be 18%. Cr4 means average percentage of chromium is 4% and V belongs to vanadium, that is the average vanadium percentage will be 1%. So this is all about the Indian standard designation of steels. Okay. We stop here for today's session. If you have any query regarding the today's session, you can always contact me on this number. Thank you.